I think the biggest challenge in serving rural communities is the economics, where it simply costs a lot more to provide the same level of services to remote areas as it does to the urban core. Drones and new forms of aerial mobility are a great way to connect rural areas with services. The most famous example of this is in Rwanda, where they're using drones to deliver blood supplies to remote rural clinics. But we're also seeing in countries like Japan a roadmap for an aerial mobility revolution where they're looking at providing transportation services using electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft to connect areas that are experiencing declining populations and aging. So I think one of the things that's being emphasized at the ITF this year is the importance of taking a multimodal approach. And we believe that flying cars, for lack of a better term, are one part of that multimodal element where you could use them perhaps to bring people from mountainous areas to transit hubs perhaps connected with rail. So what drones allow you to do is change the economics of providing services to currently underserved and remote communities. So what I think is very different is the economics. If you're providing rail service to a remote area, you have very high fixed costs. And there's some similar element when you're building roads to these areas. But when you bring in aerial solutions, the finances can be borne much more by the private sector, and also you don't have the same intensity of cost based on distance. And we've seen in China, actually, one of the major e-commerce players has said that they've been able to reduce the cost difference between rural support, which was 5 times as much as providing the same service in an urban area, to just twice the cost instead of the previous 5 times.